Hello everyone, welcome back. It's been a long time. You did get a video from me in January, but other than that, it's been a long time. Yeah, I'm just really trying to get back into the YouTube game, but I am trying not to put too much pressure on myself of like being super consistent like when I can't, because realistically, I have a full-time nursing career. I have to read the books I want to talk about, so that takes up pretty much most of my time. I love posting on TikTok because I just find that it's like easier to set aside time, and I just love the shorter format, but I also just miss talking to my friends on YouTube because all I do all the time, you can ask my friends, I will send them a million Snapchat videos a day just yapping because I don't have this outlet anymore, and I miss it because I just love talking about books, and I feel like there's so much that can't be said on TikTok, Instagram, what have you, and I just miss that. And I want to document like how I feel in the moment about the books that I'm reading because it's such a big part of me, and I just like miss you guys and sharing my opinions and just like getting to talk to you. So we're gonna try to get back into it, and even if it's not every week, whatever, like even if it's just once a month, okay, I would be happy. So we're gonna try because I just miss it. And you already saw from the title, but this week we're going to be doing what I read in a week. Realistically, I work 4 days. I didn't know if I was going to work 4 days, but I did work 4 days. It's future me. It was rough. And you'll mostly see me reading Morning Star, which is the last book in the Red Rising, and then Daisy Hates. That's pretty much mostly what I read, except like the last day I finally got to the next Magnolia Parks book. So I will say that that's like pretty much all I'm reading, and I do give a little bit of thoughts, but no spoilers at all, just kind of vibes and just like what I'm doing every day. And I just thought that would be a really nice way to get back into it, is like this is just my week. Like this is how much I usually read with the time that I'm given and how my weeks usually go and how they look, because every week is usually different depending on what days I work, but like structurally the same, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to give you guys a realistic, like, how much can I really read in a week without like trying to force myself, you know? I did catch myself doing that once or twice, but I was like, girl, if you don't normally read, like, don't read, because this is realistic. So there are 2 whole days that I didn't read because one, I was getting my butt kicked at work, and the other, I was hanging out with my friends. So that's pretty realistic to me. Anyways, I miss you guys so much. Subscribe, like the video, comment down below what you're reading this week because I want to know. But yeah, thanks for being here. I'm so excited. I really hope that we can get back into it, and definitely send me any video requests or anything that you would want. Okay, future me. Just wanted to come on here with a little quick disclaimer. Obviously I'm doing this realistic reading week, and I know for the days that I work, it's gonna seem like, how did you read that much? Like, I don't understand. Only because I've heard it before. And first of all, I'm reading Daisy Hates mostly on audio, so you have to keep that in mind. Like, I'm just listening to it every time I drive, every time I clean, like all that. But when I am working, I don't remember what days I was working, but I know I did 4. There was one night, didn't read a single thing. But I am a nurse, I work night shift. However, I get to work like 30 minutes plus early to read before my shift because I'm psychotic. But I feel like I just need that like break before I start my shift. Also, when you work night shift, the patients are usually sleeping, so you have a little bit more downtime than day shift does, depending on the night. But also ask yourself, how many times do you scroll on TikTok at work? Or just on your phone? And I feel like it's a lot because usually everyone around me is scrolling on their phone. I just choose to crack open my Kindle or my book instead of scrolling on TikTok / just being on my phone at work. So that's why it probably seems like I read a lot at work, which I don't even think I really read that much. I think it was like 50 pages most of the time, but just to go ahead and put that out there before the comments start flooding in. Thanks. Hello everyone. It is day 1 of what I read in a week. It's Sunday. The 16th? I don't know what day it really is. I just know that it's Sunday, and I barely know that. I'm excited to do this. If you didn't know, work night shift, and I was supposed to work last night, and then I didn't. I got called off, but I kind of feel really crappy, so I read a little bit. I started a book, and then I literally just watched Nosferatu until like 1:30 in the morning. Good movie. So glad I finally got to watch it. Anyway, today, to get into the reading, I am currently reading Morning Star by Pierce Brown. This is the last book in the Red Rising trilogy. I just started this yesterday. Yesterday morning, I was at work and I finished Golden Sun. I kid you not, I immediately started pacing. And then I ran to my friend that was also reading Red Rising, and I was like, you need to finish this book immediately so we can suffer together. Like, I need you to suffer. Sorry, but I do. The ending of that book sent me into orbit. Like, I don't know where we're going from here. I mean, I kind of do because I already started this book, but I was definitely very like, whoa. But I do think that this one is going to be the most traumatic, unfortunately, of the trilogy. And I'm scared. I did see one spoiler, I think, but I kind of don't remember what all it said, but I do think I know what it said, and I'm really sad about it. And it's my own fault. Because someone put spoiler on the video, but like then it went away, and I just didn't see it. And honestly, like, this is just my hot take. It's not really a hot take, but if I'm going to post a spoiler, I'm going to post in the whole screen in red, spoiler. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just going to put like, spoiler for this book. Because I'm not always paying attention, you know? I'm just not. So I did that to myself, but also sometimes I wish people would just like put their spoiler warnings a little more obviously, you know? Anyway, so we're starting the week on chapter 5. I'm only 8% through. The first line says shit. Love that. But that's where we are in Morning Star. We also started Daisy Hates on audio because I'm actually going to see Jessa here in Nashville on April 1st, I think, which is so exciting. And I have read Magnolia Parks, obviously, because this is the second book. And then I also read Never by her, which, unpopular opinion, I adored it. So yeah, and then I was like, well, if you're going to go meet her, like, you really need to, this is your sign to keep reading Magnolia Parks, because I know everybody's been like, keep going. Like, most people like Daisy more than Magnolia, and I will say so far I think that is the case. I'm loving Daisy, and I am 10 chapters in on my audiobook, so I'm like this far, 71 pages, so I'll probably still be listening to that. If I go on a walk later, I'm about to go grab coffee, so I'm gonna listen to Baby Hates. Okay, it's a little later. Update, it's like noon. Yeah, I think it's noon. Which really isn't that bad. I feel like it should be later, but it's not. I am on chapter 9 now, so I've read 4 chapters so far, 12%. I have some sort of stomach bug. I don't know what I got. It's probably from work. I don't know what it is that I have, and I feel fine, but my stomach is just in shambles, and I've had a headache for like over a day, but it's finally like fading. So I'm trying my best to hydrate. So I've literally just been crashing on the couch and just like laying here and reading, and then I finally just got up, folded some laundry. I'm about to put away some clean dishes to try to be a little productive. I am really enjoying Morning Star so far. I don't know what it was about Red Rising for me, but I just did not do well with the audiobook, and usually I do. I feel like usually if I'm a little intimidated by a story, reading the audiobook just like makes me like get into it a little bit more. That was not the case with this. I felt like more dumb trying to understand the audiobook than I do physically reading it. So now that I've been physically reading the end of Golden Sun and beginning of Morning Star, I don't feel as dumb. I feel like I do have a brain and that I can read sci-fi. I don't know why. I really don't. But I am definitely enjoying it. And as an SJM girly, romantasy lover, all the things. If you have been thinking about reading the Red Rising trilogy, if you have been wanting to get into sci-fi, if you want to just like expand your genre horizons a little bit and you've been hearing good things about it and you want to give it a try, I recommend, okay? It is different, but it does give like Hunger Games vibes a lot, and I just think that the story is so unique and so cool, and you just like root for our main character so hard. I can't promise no emotional trauma because I think that this book is going to wreck me, but that's how the day is going thus far. Okay, it is now 6 p.m. And I have read 5 more chapters of Morning Star. I'm on chapter 10. Not bad. I just took like a 2-hour nap. You want to say hi? Sit. Do you want to say hello? Look. Over there. Yes, hi. Yes. He's so cute. Look how cute he is. Anyway, but yeah. And then I need to put these books back because my dog just knocked them over. So I did a video earlier on my TikTok. Follow me on TikTok if you don't. I post all the time on TikTok. I just never post on here anymore, but I need to start, and that's what this whole video is about. Anyway, look at this beauty that I got in the mail the other day. Our Infinite Fates. You should read it. Please, actually, I'm begging you. I need you to read it. Yeah. She's gorgeous. She's everything. Like, look at that. I just can't with her. She's precious. And honestly, will I be getting the Barnes & Noble copy? Probably. Probably. Because, like, I love these. Don't get me wrong. This is beautiful. And my favorite thing was this UK cover. It's just everything to me. But it's also dedicated and signed, which I've never had before. I'm so excited. Never had that in my entire life. And, but the Barnes ones have like the gold sprayed edges and they're so shiny and pretty. And I do want a book that I could reread and annotate, you know, and I don't really want to annotate my dedicated copies. So also, just like a random reading update, if you've read Red Rising, then you know, Severo is cracking me up. Cracking me up. I can't. I did. I got to chapter 16, page 123. So we started the morning off at page 36, and now we're at 123. So almost 100 pages, so not bad. I'm not like mad about that or disappointed. And I want to say we're like almost 20% through the book. So hopefully tomorrow will be a much better reading day. I think it will. I just spent a lot of today not feeling well. So hopefully I also feel better tomorrow. Okay, everyone. It's the next day, so now it's Monday, day 2 of what I read in a week, and I'm feeling better, okay? I just woke up, my tummy feels better. Please don't start hurting again. So yeah, I just made my bed, opened the blinds, and I do feel like it does feel better. I don't know. I think I'm gonna like drink some water first, but I might make a matcha because I missed making matcha and it's been like 4 days. But yeah, and if you haven't seen my cute little matcha station, let me just show you. This is her. I'm missing my like cherry cup and then my cold foam thingy that goes with my Nespresso, but this is my little matcha station and I'm obsessed with her. This was the matcha that I was getting on Amazon for a while because I saw that Costco had it. And it is pretty good, honestly, and it's cheap, and it doesn't taste bad. And it does say ceremonial, but, like, not sure that it is. It says that it is, but I don't know. This one, though, I just got, and I'm almost out, so I really need to repurchase. But this one is so much nuttier if you're a matcha person. You can, like, smell the nuttiness, like, when you put it in your bowl. So, and then this is this little guy that I got from this little coffee shop. It was so cute. I'm obsessed. I think I'm going to journal because I need to do that, but I'm going to also work on my reading journal and listen to Magnolia Parks at the same time because I am so behind on my reading journal, and I tried to work on it the other day and I was just too tired, couldn't do it. So I need to work on it like while I'm motivated. And then we'll read more of Morningstar later. Just gonna drink some water, see how we feel, work on our reading journal, and I will definitely show you what my reading journal is looking like because I'm obsessed with her. Okay, it's only a little later. It's only like 10 o'clock, or like 10:30. But I've literally just been sitting here working on my reading journal and listening to Daisy Hates. I'm loving it so far. It's just so entertaining and it cracks me up. Daisy's attitude, like, this is not a spoiler, but they just like ran into Magnolia and I didn't know if they were gonna like kind of hate each other. I knew there was like kind of some tension there from what I remember from Magnolia Parks, but she was like, this fucking bitch. Like, that was funny, but she's a fucking bitch, so I'm not gonna laugh about it. And I was like, dang girl, you like really don't like her. And it was just so funny. I was cracking up. So I feel like this is the perfect book to listen to while I work on my reading journal because I don't have to like pay that much attention and I can just like be crafty, because I really need to catch up with this. Like, as much as I want to sit here and just sit down and read, I need to work on my reading journal. So I'm glad that I have an audiobook that I can like do that during, because sometimes when I'm like, I might have to pause it while I'm like writing summaries and stuff, like about the books, because then I get too distracted. But at least while I'm like being crafty, I'm literally trying to draw a fucking river right now. Does that look like a river? No, not really, but we'll work with it. Okay, I think I'm done working on my reading journal for the day. So I was just gonna give you guys a quick little flip through. I kind of hate this title page now. I love the door, but I hate the inside. So maybe eventually I'll just redo the door and then like re-glue it or whatever. Because I love the door, but I just do not like the inside. But anyway, I added this goals thing has been here. Got my physical TBR. I'm sure I have more on there that I should have put on there. Releases, series tracker. I added this today. I made a little rating system. I like this paper. It's really cute. And then I did add my February reads. Did I? Yeah, my February reads and then where I am so far in March. So I've read, I have read 13 books, but I haven't put Golden Sun on here yet. So that's what that's looking like so far. And then there's my little January page that I really like. My January reads that I had. Definitely some are better than others. Like, I really like this one. All the pictures are nice. And then, oh, that one got glued together. The Red Rising one kind of sucks, but that's okay because I'm going to make another one for the whole series. This is my February. I know that this was off, but I had an odd number of books, so it was kind of hard to do. And then I added some hearts today because it looked really empty. But I like that one. And then my first read was Onyx Storm, did some theories, don't read that because it's spoilers. Sword of Kaigen, I finally wrote a summary out today from when I read this. I still feel like this is very plain, but yeah, maybe I'll add more to it later. Our Infinite Fates, this is one of my favorites. There's so many quotes, that's why it looks so full, but I adore this one. And then this isn't blank because I didn't like it. I just like genuinely don't know. Like, I was gonna draw something, but I don't know what to draw. And then there's like my little rating system I tried to do. Yeah, I don't know. It's just hard. I need to like do better, you know? I need to just print more stuff out, but I'm just honestly too lazy to go back and fix this one. This one I was just working on. I just decided to draw like the skyline because I don't have much to say about this because it's just a romance, like, not to be that way, like, romances are important. I really liked this one, but you know, I don't know, there's like not much to say, so here we are. But I think it looks really cute, honestly. And then this is my March spread that I just made. I do feel like the browns are kind of blending in together, but it's cute. Maybe I'll add some like flowers or something later. And then this is where the books that I do read this month are gonna go. And then this is my Pride and Joy, even though the river looks really freaking weird, I don't care. My little tree is my Pride and Joy. So I read A River Enchanted and A Fire Endless,
And I just did like my rating system for the duology itself because they were both very similar. And then I did a little summary, doodled this guy, which I think is really cute. And then I put some quotes like in the water, which I think is adorable. Yeah. And I don't know, I feel like I could write more things like back here, just about things that I liked. And then the next one that I will work on is going to be the Red Rising trilogy, since I'm about to complete that. But I'm not going to work on it yet. But this one I'm really proud of. I feel like this is looking more like I want it to look. You know what I mean? Even though the water looks really weird. But hey, it's cute. It's handmade, you know? So yeah, that's my little reading journal.
Okay. We did our hot girl walk. We took a shower. We put away some dishes. Swept the floor. All the things. So like I was saying, I ended up continuing to listen to Daisy Hates because I just didn't want to hold my Kindle while I was on my walk, and it's like very sunny, and I was like, I just want to like enjoy it and just like listen to the book. So I did that, and it wasn't like the longest walk ever just because I'm still recovering from being sick, and it definitely kind of took it out of me. So, but I feel better after taking a shower. So today so far we have read, I started at chapter 10, which is page 71. We are 182 pages in for the day, which isn't bad, and like I'm kind of proud of that. But for right now, I think I'm gonna take a break and read some of Morningstar because I also really want to finish this. I don't want to like take all week to read this. But yeah, so I feel good. I feel good that we worked on a reading journal today, did our audiobook. I am like so glad to be back in the Magnolia Parks universe too. And I do think that now that I read this one on audio, I might read the next ones physically. It kind of just depends, but I also definitely like the Daisy Hates books better than Magnolia Parks books. And I loved Magnolia, don't get me wrong. But I do think I'm a Daisy girl. Okay, it is like 10:30 and I'm not necessarily tired yet, but I am gonna go lay in bed and read for the rest of the night because I'm just like tired of sitting in this chair and I just want to go lay in bed. But I'm gonna try to like sit up, not like lay all the way down, but I just want to be comfy. Like I just want to go ahead and get in my pajamas and stuff. But I'm not done for the night, so I'll probably just have to give you an update in the morning of like how far I got. But so far so good. So far we read like at least 200 pages today and we're still going, so I feel like that's pretty good. Okay, look at the golden sunrise. Like, this is the best part about waking up pretty early, is just like the beautiful sunrise. I just like can't handle it. Like, look how pretty. I literally forgot to say, we read 50 pages last night of Morningstar. I really thought I would read more, but I was just tired and I just let myself go to sleep. But we still read like 230 pages yesterday. I think it was like 235. So, or maybe 232, I don't know. I'll have to look. But that's pretty good, honestly. Like 230 pages is pretty good. So, we are gonna try to read more today, but I'm just gonna try to have a productive morning, and we're definitely gonna listen to the audiobook on the way to the gym. Honestly, might even listen to it during the gym because I don't really, I do hot work, so I have like a private little room that you work out in, and then you just like watch the video and do that. So sometimes I like to play music because I don't really need to listen to the people. I just like watch them and do my thing. So we might do that.
Safety warning.
Okay, I got back from the gym. I went to the grocery store, got some stuff for work. And it's so funny because I left the house this morning to go to the gym and it was literally like 45 degrees, so it's like really chilly. And then by the time I got out of the gym, I was already like, oh my god, it's so warm. So excited. But I was like, yeah, we need to go on a walk now while I'm already gross and sweaty. That way, when we're done, I can come back home. But I was listening to Magnolia Parks on the way. I keep saying Magnolia Parks, but it's literally Daisy Hates. But you know what I mean. It's the same universe. But I listened to it on the way to the gym, and it's getting good. And it's getting good for the characters, which makes me think it's about to get bad for them. So, okay. I got some sun. I don't know if you can tell. Probably not. I don't know. My face is a little pink. Anyway. I don't know. I feel like I already look like healthier. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like I look happier, prettier. You know, my hair is greasy, however. But we're about to work a bunch of shifts in a row, so I don't know if I really care, to be honest. It's just like it's not been long enough to like really care about it, so we're just gonna let it be ugly. Anyways, here's the transformation of me getting ready for night shift. I'm sad. Now we have to make it dark. Watch how dark it gets, though. This is gonna be real time. You're welcome. No one asked for it. Don't worry, it's getting darker. You get to see what it's like to sleep in my room when I'm getting ready for night shift. Like that, plus closing this because it's so, yeah. Look at that. Love that. Obviously still some light comes through, but like look how dark. Like that's crazy to me. That way when I get out of the shower, it'll be nice and cozy and dark, and I'll be ready to take a nap. So I did read a little bit more of Morning Star, and then I got tired. I was trying to like tan my face, but I couldn't see. So then I kept listening to Daisy Hates and got a little bit more into that too. So I read a little bit of both, but I think I'm going to take a shower. We'll see if I read when I get into bed. We'll just see. Hello everyone. It's the next day, which I think makes it Wednesday, I believe. A lot gloomier outside today. Also, you can still see where I got a little bit of sun yesterday, but it's like, I love that about my skin. Like there aren't like a lot of things I love about myself sometimes, and I love that. Like I can just go and the UV's like 7 and then I automatically like burn in places, and then by the next day it's like settled into my skin. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, a lot gloomier out today. Very cloudy, but it's still 71. So I don't think it's gonna be like cold or anything. But me and the dog are about to go on a walk. I actually only slept 6 hours. So this day is gonna definitely have a little bit more reading than usual, especially audiobook time. So we're gonna get a lot more done in Daisy Hates today than I probably would otherwise. Usually when I work, I try to sleep until like 4:30, honestly, because that's like what it takes for me to get 8 hours. But I have this thing where between my first and second shifts, I can never sleep. I don't know why. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. So we're gonna go on a walk. We're gonna listen to some Daisy Hates. Also yesterday, my count was like 68 pages of Daisy Hates and like 90 something, or it was like 62 and 98. I read 98 of Morning Star. And then I got like really tired in the middle of the night because I just didn't sleep enough. So I stopped reading at the end of the night because I was like, I'm gonna put myself to sleep. Okay, I've taken a shower. I decided I'm gonna leave the hair natural today. I just like put leave-in conditioner in it and kind of like scrunched it a bit. And we're just gonna leave it because all we're doing is working, and if it looks crazy, that's fine. But I'm trying to be better about not using heat on my hair when I don't need to, which is a whole tangent. But I made my matcha. I actually used the rest of my canister, which is sad. So there's kind of a lot of matcha in there, but that's good because I need some energy because I only slept 6 hours. But I'm making a bagel, but I just want to come on here and say, took a break from reading Daisy Hates. I'm actually listening to, I'm watching the YouTube video of the I'll Read What She's Reading podcast. They're interviewing Jessa Hastings, and it just came out today, so go watch that if you like Jessa Hastings or Magnolia Parks or whatever. And because it's really good, and I'm like liking hearing like all the things. Also, I knew that she was like in Nashville, but I didn't know she lived in Nashville because there was like something she posted a while back, and I knew that she was here at least like visiting, but no, she actually lives here, which is crazy, and I'm so excited. Anyways, I think it's just like keeping me hyped to like finish the story. And I will say, what I've like definitely learned from reading Daisy Hates is like everybody means it when they say like if you don't really love Magnolia 1, just keep reading. And honestly, I feel like I am finding an appreciation for Magnolia that I didn't have the first time I read it, just because I was like, I didn't know what to expect like out of the book. didn't know if I like really liked it, because it is such a unique story, and it definitely isn't for everyone. Like, if you don't like it, you don't like it, but it was her writing that I missed, like, and that's why I decided to like keep reading it, because I was like, oh, like her new release is coming out, and I was like, I really need to read what she already has though, because I miss her writing. Like, I loved that, and I'm so glad that I continued. So if you also were like a little unsure about like getting into the entire series, I think you should just do it, honestly. I think it's completely worth it, and I'm in love with these characters. And my favorite thing that Jessa is doing, and they're like talking about it in the podcast too, like they're so long because you get all these small moments with these characters because you want to be attached to them, and like that's what makes it so special. That's what like other books don't do, which is so true. But I just love how like flawed they are, because it's just perfect. Like, if we didn't get all of these small moments with these characters and we just saw like the actions that they took against each other, we would hate every single one of them. But they're human to us because we see so much of their story, so much of their like mundane life. And I feel like that's just so like important to like think about, because it's like when you think about yourself or like people in your life, like, or like when people judge you online, or people that you like went to school with see you on social media and they judge you because of like little bits and pieces that they know about you, that's not the whole picture. And that's why it's like you should only care about what you think of yourself, and the people that you love think about you, because if they actually love you, then like it matters, you know what I mean? And that's a whole tangent, but I think that's why these books are so special, because it's like, this is humanity. Like, do we do fucked up things as humans? Absolutely. And I mean, does it always look like a Gossip Girl-esque like TV show? No. But I feel like sometimes it feels like that, you know? And it's just like, it's raw and it's real. And I think that's why everybody adores it so much. Okay, I'm at work, so I'm trying to like block the background. But I just need to say, Magnolia Parks has me into a cold. It does. And I like never expected this. When I first read Magnolia Parks, it was like 2 years ago. And then I just kind of like put it to the side, and I was like, I enjoyed that. I didn't not like it. But like, do I want to keep going? You know what I mean? And I felt like there was so much other things to read. No, it didn't. It has me into a cold. I literally have like maybe 10 chapters, something like that, left in Daisy Hates. And I will be immediately jumping into the next one. Okay, quick update. I'm at work. It's Friday. No. Thursday. I'm still on Morningstar. I only read 50-something pages of this last night because I was so tired. I don't know why. I was like on my deathbed, and then reading this was like taking me out. So I ended up finishing Daisy Hates physically. I read like there was like only 100-something pages left. So I read that physically. I brought my book because I was smart and zoomed through that. So I didn't end up reading like 214 pages last night. Or like between like driving a little bit to work and like reading before work and then reading in my free time. And then now we're gonna start Magnolia Parks the long way home, because now I'm invested and I gotta know what's happening. So I brought her with me. We're still gonna try to read some Morningstar though. I'm so excited. So excited.
Are you videotaping? Hi.
Okay, grand reveal.
Oh.
Isn't she cute?
Kitty.
I love her. This is the next Daisy Hates book in the series.
So is that the second or the third one?
This is the fourth.
Okay, I'm literally letting my dog out before work. I have a pimple patch on my chin. But I was just coming on here to say that all I read last night was Morningstar, because I was like getting really invested, like things were finally starting to happen. And I don't know how far I got, but I know I have less than 100 pages left. I'll put somewhere on the screen how many pages I read last night. But I did in fact get used tonight, so I will be working. I wasn't sure if I was going to. So sad, but also glad, because money.
Say hi.
Hi. Now I need to do oranges. Where am I gonna mix? Can I use?
Okay, if you hear my dog chewing on his bone, it's because I can't stop him. But on Friday, I got my freaking butt kicked at work, so I didn't read anything. Not a single page. which is fine. It was just a very busy night, and sometimes those happen, and it went by super fast, but I earned my money that day. And then the next day, which you just saw for like 2 seconds, I went to the vineyard with my friends and didn't read at all on Saturday either. So here's the grand total of pages for the week. Obviously, a lot of it was listened to on audiobook, but it counts. So, yeah. I feel like it was a really good reading week, honestly, and it felt really realistic, but it still, I don't know, made me think about how much I was reading more. But yeah. Turn around. Sit. Good boy. Okay, that's the end of the video. Killua wanted to say hi. Can you look? Say hi. Bye. Thank you guys for watching. He's cracking me up now. I'm not gonna stop laughing. It was a really good reading week, honestly, and I feel like it was pretty realistic. So thank you guys for watching. We're gonna try to start posting more, okay? It's coming. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.